Maybe we told you about the Peruvian vacation. I should have taken the cruise.
Tomorrow we'll visit the tank Blass, the manufacturer of the tank, and hopefully they have finished the tank. And then we can pay off the rest of the balance and make sure that it gets on a truck and starts making its way to Cusco. Living here, but for people who've never traveled, this is priceless. Here in Cusco in the hardware district, and we were just checking a few stores for the plumbing parts. And right now we found one store that gave us some good prices, and the two people from Araypallpa and Marita, who is Will's cousin, are negotiating the prices, and we're staying outside so they don't ring up the Ringo tax. And once they've set the prices, then we'll go in and pay for it. They gave us a little discount on all the parts, so we're gonna go ahead and buy it here today. We're on our way to Huacaria, which is a village in the jungle that Nancy Centullo and her organization, Casa de los Niños, has been working with for the last 5 years. She's been working with their community water supply and water purification, as well as health and education programs. And we've brought her along to the two community members from Araypallpa, Santos Chirinos and Maria Blanco, so that they can meet the community members from Huacaria who've been working with the system. And they can converse with them about maybe some of how they maintain the filter and how they organize their community to do that. So we got to see the slow sand filter in the water purification system that Nancy and the community has built. But I think more importantly, Santos and Maria saw the system, and it helps them to understand what's actually going to be constructed in their village, so that they can better advise us on the project, how to construct it, but also what else they might need. One of the things that came up and Santos noticed was the pre-filter. And he noted that even though in the dry season, when we were there last year and right now, the water is very clear, our turbidity tests showed that turbidity levels were well below WHO standards. But during the rainy season, the water becomes, cloudy and turbid. So what we'll probably do is go ahead and put in a pre-filter. Also, being here and being able to talk to Nancy, I think she impressed upon them more of a big picture view of these types of projects, and such as the importance of community involvement, and the in the end it's their project, it affects them, and that we may leave, and once that happens, it's up to them to keep it going.
We can talk about responsibly doing
Nancy
the project,
also was very hard on us and about what we're doing, questioning everything that we are doing, every little step, and it's hard to take a little bit, to take that at times, but overall it helps us to make sure what we're doing is responsible to the community and helps us to develop an approach that is more sustainable. It's been quite an adventure. It's been only 2 days, but it feels like it's been 2 weeks out here. And our adventure of going into the jungle might be over, but we still have a little adventure getting out of the jungle. As we're coming down the hillside here around the corner, another bus came barreling up also. So, came inches from going off the cliff there.
The other bus was right at the edge. It was like 3 inches from just falling down the cliff.
The road is narrow, it's hard enough to go straight ahead, but then they have to back up the bus. Just imagine that, around a curve. Well, we are back in Cusco, and when we came back, we found out that we might be on the verge of hitting our second snafu here. The tank company called Tammy while we were gone, and the transport company seems to have flaked on us. They never came to pick up the tank, and the tank is not yet here as it was supposed to be. The problem is not so much with the delay, but it's the guarantee that anything will ever happen at all. So if they could guarantee me that there's a delay of 2 days, then I'm fine with that. But they can't even guarantee that it's just a delay of 2 days. I just don't know when anything will happen, when it would be transported, if at all. So the tank company has placed it with another transport company, and they said that it's going to cost twice as much, which I'm not really sure why it should cost twice as much. And hopefully we'll see it in here in Cusco by Monday or Tuesday. It's 5 a.m. on Tuesday, August 2nd. I am waiting for Will to come with a big truck to pick up the rest of our materials. Our preparation stages of wrapping up. So, very happy to see the tank here. So construction of the slow sand filter system should be done by about August 12th. But following that actually is still a whole nother half of the project. This is only the first phase of the project. We will maintain about a 2-month presence in the community, hoping to help the community adjust to the new water purification system and helping them to continue to learn about how to maintain it and how to monitor the water quality. This is a very important part of making the project sustainable and just providing support to the system and not just coming in for 2 weeks, constructing it, and then leaving. So everyone made it to the town safe and sound yesterday. The town had an amazing welcome for us. As soon as we approached the town, the school band struck up and everybody came out. It was wonderful, warm welcome. Then they had dancing and traditional songs and poetry, and they presented us and welcomed us to the community. It was very nice.
nice.
So we're staying at the school again this year because there's water and toilet and latrines for us here. And it's very nice this year to have the lighting inside the classroom. It brings a little bit more bugs into the room, but it made it a lot easier to be able to actually meet in the evenings and to read or write in the evenings. Some people are sleeping inside the room, some people are camping out in the courtyard. And last night we had a first Araypallpa meal. I think everybody enjoyed it.
My name is Cesar Lopez Iglesias. Right now I'm in charge of water quality with Luke. I did some water quality testing at the pressure breaker box. I checked for I checked the pH, checked for ammonia, and checked the turbidity of the water. And also collected some water from bacteriological testing. I'll be doing that for all the spring sources around here. I'll also be doing a training of people here to do the water quality assessments themselves.
This is our first full day in Araypallpa. It's going a little bit slower than we had hoped. Most of the men and some of the women too are helping to set poles for electrical lines that might be coming in a year or two, so they were all gone. Okay. We met with Santos and Maria and Juan de Diaz the plumber in the evening. We reviewed what we saw in the jungle. It showed Juan de Diaz pictures of the systems we saw in Huacaria, and Maria and Santos explained what the system was. We also explained how the plumbing will work, and briefly how the system works, how the slow sand filtration filters water. Most importantly, besides for that, we explained our project construction schedule and obtained the help that we will need for the construction portion. Got the approval to go ahead and set the site and to go ahead and dig, so we can start excavating tomorrow to lay the slab and to open up the pipeline so we can tap into the main water pipeline. So this morning then we were able to scope out the site and talk about where it would go, the slow sand filtration system, where that would go, and also how we're going to pipe into the main reservoir or whether we're going to pipe in the main line. And we came to the conclusion that it's probably best to just pipe the filtered water directly into the reservoir.
I'm Don Freeborn, and I'm a volunteer with the Engineers Without Borders, and we're trying to decide where we're going to put our slow sand filter, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to get our pipe into this reservoir over here. A valve, T, and then a line going to here.
So we were promised a truck to transport the sand and gravel from the river today, but it's 3 hours late, and after all, it's not coming. They promised to come tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, it's not so bad because we've actually found sand and gravel for the cement slab, which actually we need to do first. So the sand and gravel for the filter will come tomorrow, and we need a lot more help digging and excavating and pouring the cement than we thought we would. And so Santos and Maria, I'm going with them to get some help from the community members.
My name is Caitlin Ergin, and I am the travel treasurer, and also I'm kind of sharing the health point person, and I'm also helping construct the sand filter here in Araypallpa.
I'm tired.
And I've also taken on the responsibility of dividing the trash into burnable trash and trash that is not burnable, like plastics, so that we don't litter at the maximum amount and we keep the trash down because that's important for this little town. I really like coming back for a second time because, you know, when the people in the town see me, they're like, oh, how are you doing? And everyone else, they're like, oh, mucho gusto. But with me, they're like, ¿cómo estás? And like, it's just nice having that familiarity with the town. So I'm really glad that I came back this year.
It sums it all up. It was heavy. And it's almost done.
You? Okay, where are you?
I'm in the main square, but we're going down to school now.
Okay, I'm still at the school, so I'll go up and get those guys.
So my name is Luke Bowser, and I'm a volunteer with Engineers Without Borders at UCSB. With the team, I've been helping out to design the slow sand filter that we're trying to construct in the coming weeks. And I think that it's a really good idea when you're traveling, because sometimes when you travel and just like go places for vacation, it sort of feels like work anyway. And if you're gonna travel and do work to help out other people, then I think that's the way to go, because you see a lot more, you know, of like how people live and stuff, and I think it's awesome. The only thing that hasn't happened yet that I want to really badly is I haven't got a chance to play soccer with the kids yet.
Right now we are preparing the site for the concrete slab, and it's quite a lot of physical labor that we are not used to. Also up at this altitude makes it a little bit more difficult. Just walking up to the reservoir site itself catches your breath, so we had to do a lot of excavation and then leveling the ground, the soil, and then throwing gravel, collecting gravel, large chunks of rock, and for the base. A lot of trench digging, picks and shovels, so a lot of physical labor that we're not so used to. And we hope to finish pouring the slab by this afternoon, and tomorrow hopefully we will bring the tank up to the reservoir site from the community center. Okay, so we need to ask for some help with the digging the trenches and transporting all the sand up to the site. Who do we talk to? Why don't you just told me just to go over there and ask them? We forgot to have spinach for breakfast. We could have those mussels.
We're actually just digging a canal through southern Peru. This is the real project. I'm Peter Blackburn, and this is kind of a good opportunity for me to learn more about the development aspect of that work and work with a gravity flow system like this that is very typical in a rural setting like this. And so I'm trying to contribute my knowledge of working with some of those systems that we build and learn a little about what goes on in terms of the logistics and the social aspect also of getting a project together like this. So that's why I'm here.
Across in front of the
Hello, my name is William Martinez, and the meaning of this project for me is twofold. First one is because it gives me a chance to get in touch with my roots, because my dad was born here, and whenever I walk in town I run into relatives that I never met before, so it's a great way for me to go back and just research my roots and be comfortable with it. And the other thing is just to think that helping poor communities like this will be easy. Working in this kind of projects just helps me realize how difficult it is to take into account the human factor, things that are not as important when you work in industrial projects. So this is a very incredible experience for me.
Tank is going up to the site now, so I'm excited to see it go up.
Come on, you guys!
We need direction.
All right.
Whew, almost there.
Many hands makes light work.
Almost there. One last obstacle. You're getting it onto the pad. Past the cactus.
How to get it up onto the reservoir. So they're going to have to remove, I think, some of the cactus and what is it, the agave with a pointy tip so people don't get hurt. Yeah, it's here.
It needs to go toward the edge. Everybody okay? One giant step for EWB. Because there's going to be 3.
Plumbing inside to be done, the sand still has to be collected, water quality has to be tested, and we have to decide whether or not we're going to disinfect the sand after we wash it.
So we got our tank up to the reservoir site. We have our sand and gravel on site here. We have just about all of our materials. Things are coming together on schedule. So the next phase of the project will be starting up the filter, and then an anthropology student coming in to help evaluate the project and also to work with the community on what future projects we could work with them on. Also working on health and water demand assessment, just to have baseline information if we continue with water and sanitation projects.
I guess I always thought about volunteering and going somewhere and doing some work, but I never really did it. And then it just kind of happened that one thing led to another, and I ended up here. And I guess the main thing I found is that if you really are going to volunteer, you better be ready to work and not whine about it. It's a lot different than what I expected. I never really lived in a third world village before. So it's been interesting. A lot of things are better than I thought, and a lot of things are way worse. And I'm glad I came. I hope it makes a difference, but I don't know if it really will. We'll see.